Hey folks, welcome to Come Let Us Reason. My name is Tony Brewer and I'm a preacher for the Lord's Church, and I labor with the congregation of the Bay Church of Christ in Bay, Arkansas, a little town in northeast Arkansas just outside of Jonesboro. Folks, on this episode of Come Let Us Reason, we are taking an excerpt from the discourse at the Areopagus. This is Paul's discourse. He is in Greece, and the place where all these learned men that were gathered together to either hear or tell some new thing, they heard Paul. And starting in Acts chapter 17, verse 22, then Paul stood up in the midst of Mars Hill and said, "You men of Athens, I perceive that in all things you are too superstitious." Now that's the King James Version, religious. Paul wasn't insulting these people. He said, "As I passed by and beheld your devotions, I saw one with this inscription, to the unknown God, whom therefore ye ignorantly worship, him declare I unto you." And then he starts with one of the greatest apologetics discourses that is recorded for all of time, and it's recorded in the Bible. Friends, the very first argument for the existence of God, Paul takes them back to Genesis 1:1. He says in chapter 17, verse 24, God that made the world and all things therein. Friends, this is the argument that by virtue of the fact we have a creation, we must have a creator. You could call this the argument of the prime mover, the uncaused first cause. Here it is summed up. Friends, I have an acorn in my hand. Now you have to imagine this. Where did this acorn come from? Well, this acorn is an effect. What caused it? Well, this oak tree. But not only is this oak tree an effect, it's also a cause. What caused it? Another acorn. So this acorn is not only a cause, but it's an effect. What caused it? The previous oak tree. Can you see the pattern or the line of succession all the way back to the first oak tree? Well, friends, here's the crux of the matter. What caused the first oak tree? Now, if we cannot explain that without going to supernatural causes, an uncaused first cause, then how can we explain the entirety of the universe without an uncaused first cause? Friends, it's not natural, it's supernatural. And as Paul said in the book of Acts, chapter 17, it's God that created the universe, the heavens and the earth, and all that in them is. Thank you so much, and tune in again for our next episode of Come Let Us Reason Together.